Okay, this is chapter 2. By the way, this file that I put in your class folder is called chapters 1 to 3, but I made a mistake. It only has 1 to 2. The next file that says, I think, 4 and 5 actually has 3, 4, and 5, I believe. Anyway, the next file has 3. Okay, so this is another an example, maybe our first business example, and it's about advertising and doing promotions to increase sales. So he's talking about baseball. The example is in baseball, and there's a team in Los Angeles called the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they offer. So that of course they want to have more people come to the games. And they want to increase ticket sales. So they're wondering about how to increase ticket sales, and he's wondering whether a certain kind of promotion that they've been doing has any effect, and if so, what is the effect, and is it financially worthwhile for them to go forward with this promotion based on the cost of the promotion versus the effect of the promotion. Anyway, they're using Adrian Gonzalez bobblehead. Let's see what that is. So I guess this is the Adrian Gonzalez bobblehead. Now I'm not sure this would make me go to a Dodgers game, but maybe if you're an Adrian Gonzalez fan, and I assume he must play for the Dodgers, maybe you'd want to get one of these, so you might even go to the game. So here's somebody who received one at the game, and he's opening it.
Seems to be very tightly wrapped. What's this? MVP stands right here. Look at that.
So that is the Adrian Gonzalez bobblehead. So he's supposed to get one of these with his ticket, the author. And he says that he wonders if bobbleheads will bring additional fans to the park. So management question: will bobblehead promotions increase attendance, and will the increased revenues associated with tickets and concessions cover the fixed and variable costs of putting on the promotion? Now there's a file in your folder for chapter 2 which has the data that he's using, and it looks like this: month, day, so the month, April, May, and so on, the day of the month, how much the attendance was, that's what we're really interested in here, what day of the week was it held on, who the opposing team was, what the temperature, the weather was, the skies were clear, cloudy, clear, cloudy, day, was it a day or a night game? They had another kind of promotion called caps, hats in other words. They had another kind of promotion called shirts, and some days they had fireworks and sometimes they didn't. Of course, fireworks are only at night, so if it's the day, we won't have any fireworks, and whether a bobblehead was offered or not. So with this data, he's trying to figure out whether offering a bobblehead will increase sales, and in fact by how much. And that data is available in your folder. It's a CSV file. Okay, so some basic facts. He says the Dodger Stadium has a capacity of 56,000 people. In fact, that's the largest baseball park in the world. From the data we can see that the Dodger Stadium was filled to capacity only twice in 2012. So if we look at the data, which is here, and we go through the attendance, here's the first day they were filled to capacity, but these other days they don't seem to be filled to capacity. It says there were only 2 days, so the first day I guess everybody goes, and then maybe, I don't know, is it the last day? No, some other day, I don't know when it was. Here, this day was also, I don't know why, was filled to capacity. He says there were 2 cap promotions and 3 t-shirt promotions in 2012, but that's not enough to make any analysis about how effective they were. You'd need more than 2 or 3. Fireworks were used 13 times on Friday nights and once on the 4th of July, so you might want to know what's the effect of doing fireworks. The 11 bobblehead promotions occurred on night games, 6 of those being on Tuesday nights. Okay, so we're going to look at some visualization, some graphics, to help us to decide what kind of model we should make. So he calls it exploratory graphics because we're trying to explore the data through graphics, and then to take a second step after exploring it, maybe by making a regression model. But first we look at pictures, so he calls it exploratory graphics. So here's the first exploratory graphic. It says, now whenever you look at a chart, any chart, whether it's in our class or anywhere, you should always first look at at least I feel you should always first look at the axes to see what they are, because otherwise you just sit there and you're basically confused, and you're just wasting your time. So first check the axes and then try and understand what the graph is about. So the axes here are day of the week versus attendance. So attendance is the thing that as I said, we're most interested in. We're trying to figure out whether we can increase attendance. And here we're looking at day of the week versus attendance. So that's the first picture. We'll come back and talk about it. Next picture is here. So this is, first of all, we have 2 symbols in these pictures. So it's okay to look at this first as well. We have 2 symbols, fireworks and no fireworks. So triangle means fireworks, and circle means no fireworks. Okay, that's first. And then he's putting, now you should know how to do this in R. At least part of this you should know how to do part of this. That is, you should know how to put 4 plots on one page. And if you want to check the R code for that. So this is what's in this is chapter 2 in your class folder. There's the program, and this is the history. Now I'm not quite sure why we want his history file. That's all the different commands he ran. But anyway, this is the the code for this. So for example, he's going to make that plot. He's going to use something called XY plot, which is not part of the base program, so you need to add in a library called Lattice. So you need to download it and then install it and load it. But then you can use this XY plot one, which we haven't done, but it's very, it's basically the same thing, probably has some nicer features. I think it's this layout argument. It says layout is a numeric vector of length 2 or 3. In our example, it's of length 2, giving the number of columns and rows and pages. So anyway, columns and rows. So it's here. It's here. There. So it's going to give us a 2 by 2. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so anyway, so looking at the axes, temperature and attendance. And what this means is that we have actually 4 different graphs here, but each of them has as their x-axis temperature. So this is like 50 to 100, and then it's 50 to 100 for this one, and 50 to 100 for this one, and 50 to 100 for this one. And then the attendance goes from 20,000 to 60,000, and this is also 20 to 60, 20 to 60, 20 to 60. Okay, so each one of these symbols here is a game, and we have there the temperature for that game versus the attendance, and we have of course whether or not it's fireworks or not. And then the difference between these 4 is given by what's written in here and here. So this is a night game. This is also a night game. This was a night game where it was clear weather. This is a night game where it was cloudy. This data here is a day game, and it was clear. And here there's actually only one game that satisfies these conditions, that it was a day game and cloudy. Okay, I guess Los Angeles is not very cloudy. So we have this graph as well. And then we have one more graph here. And this is, can't really see this, can you? Day and night games. And if you look at it, White Sox, Snakes, can't read that, Reds, Pirates, Phillies, that's my hometown, Padres, Nationals, Mets, all these different teams, and what the attendance was for the different teams. Okay, and and also separated into day and night. All right, and then there's later on some more. This is after we've done the regression. We have some more information here, but we won't do that first.